Yo, what is up, guys? This is Nick Mira from Internet Money, and today I'm going to be making a J.Cole type beat for y'all. You know, I ran a poll on Twitter. A lot of y'all wanted this, so without further ado, let's get into this beat. So first off, this beat is at 90 BPM. It's going to be half speed or half time, whatever you call it. And the snares are going to be hitting like every other beat, so it'll be pretty fast paced. We're going to be using a soulful sample I got right here, ready and chopped up, and some, boom bap style drums mixed with some new trap flavor. So without further ado, I'm gonna play this sample, show y'all what I got. So that's the basic gist of the sample. Got it in Edison over here, then I dragged it over to Slice X in the step sequencer, and then I chopped it up by going over here by the markers, auto slice, and then medium grid slicing. So now all these different parts of the sample are assigned to the piano roll or keyboard. So now I'm just gonna play some different patterns, see if I can get something I like. And from bars 5 to 9, I'm going to throw in some variations so you're not hearing the same loop over and over. It's very repetitive, so let's find some different chops. Now we got this groove with our sample going. We're gonna start adding some drums. To give this more of a live feel, I'm gonna duplicate these notes, drag them over here like this, and then bring the velocity down. And then I'm gonna hold Alt on the keyboard and slightly move them over so it's not hitting on beat every time. wondering how I got these kicks to swing like this, when I was adding them in the step sequencer, I have the swing knob up here turned. It's like around 50%. So it's slightly moving the notes before the next one hits. And you can see that here. If you want to make it even more realistic, you could actually lower the velocity of the first kick that hits, so it'll build up. And to shorten all of these notes, I'm going to do Shift D on the keyboard. It's going to shorten all these notes, and I actually don't like them overlapping like this. It's just OCD. So I'm going to go into here, go to 1/4 step, and then Shift D. Now we got all these short notes. Now, in the beginning of the tutorial, I actually did mention that I was going to make this, have some, more modern feeling to it, or, along that line. So I'm going to add some, 808 hi-hats and give it some more bounce. With these hi-hats, I want to get a delay effect, but I'm, not really digging putting a whole, effect on the mixer track. So I'm going to duplicate this little section of the hi-hats, shift click, and then drag over. And then I'm going to control select these and then lower the velocity. Now that I feel like the drums have a good bounce, I'm going to copy this kick layer, right click, press E for edit, then C for copy, right click 808 E, P for paste. I'm going to press Control L to connect all these notes, add a note in the 9th just to end the note. And now I'm going to start laying this 808 pattern out. Alright, so now I feel like the drums are done, 808's good, and I feel like the samples, it's kind of empty, so I'm going to go into Keyscape and Omnisphere, add some background layers to give the beat, just some more, I don't want to say like instrumentation, just more sound overall. So let's get into some pianos. Again, like the sample, I don't want this piano melody to get too repetitive, so around the 7th to 8th bars, I'm just gonna add some variety. Alright, so now I feel like the beat has all the elements it needs, so I'm gonna start by getting into the mixing process now. So I'm gonna take my kick, 808, snare, hat, all these good sounds. Left click, hold down, left click, and drag down. To select all these sounds. Go to my mixer, start from insert 10, link selected channel, start from this track. I'm gonna do the same thing with the sample. I'm gonna start from 1. So now I got all my sounds all in their own mixer channel. So before I get into the drums with this beat, I'm actually gonna go to the sample, see if there's any effects I can add to make it sound really full. Alright, I feel like the melodies are good now, so I'm going to start mixing the drums and leveling everything out. And my kick is going to be the highest part of my drums, so keep that around like 6 dB, -6. Now that everything's leveled accordingly, I'm going to go into here, open up multi-band compressor, right click the arrows to open up presets, or you could just go over here, presets, but mastering 2.4, and I'm just going to raise this gain till it sounds right. I actually feel like the sample could use a little compressing, so I'm going to open up a fruity limiter and just lower the ceiling to cut off, the high peaks and raise it a little. Now that I got that done, I'm going to go into here in my playlist. I already split my patterns, split by channel. So now I got them all mapped out, different numbers. I'm going to press 1 on my keyboard, lay up 1. I'm going to press the plus key on my keyboard to add the next one, so on and so on. Just add all these. I'm just doing Control A, Control B, you know, to duplicate these over and over. Now I can start mapping out the whole beat. You know, just one nitpicky thing I could do here, you know, to give more distinction between the verse over here and then the hook is I could actually, you know, duplicate the snare and go over here, edit this in Edison, Alt F, and drag it back. I'm gonna right click here, make unique, so this one's different than the main one. This is the verse snare. Actually separate this. Verse snare, you know, hook snare. Copy value, create automation, place that point there, lower this down, paste the value. Now we have it fading out, and there you have it. That's a J. Cole type beat. I'm Nick Mira from Internet Money. You know, let us know in the comments what y'all want next. You know, leave a like too. Peace, be easy.